Hey guys, here with a melee build video for Remnant 2. It does insane amounts of damage in a small sitting, even on Apocalypse difficulty. I'm here showing the receipts first before showing you, so you can see visually the damage it does to a boss before I break it down. Here you can see me use the boar launcher, which isn't necessary, but I do like having it on hand. Since this attack has a big AoE, it can proc weak spot hit more often. Here's the damage in the firing range, so we can look at the ideal numbers. This is with perfect setup, mind you, so you won't always be putting out this kind of damage, but it shouldn't vary too much if you hit it right. Here's one more boss health, this time without a typical weak spot, so this is where the boar launcher comes in really handy. Both bosses were on Apocalypse difficulty, so maximum health damage here, and you can kind of see the health bar fade away a little bit, but as it comes back in the screen after I'm done doing the damage, you can see that I've almost wiped the entire health bar with one attack. Starting off the build specifics, first the archetypes. You want Challenger as primary, as it gives you the second win, since having half health all the time can be risky. Very important class, as it gives you 35% extra damage to close targets, and the second ability, which gives you faster melee speeds, 50% extra melee damage, and Bulwark, which we'll discuss why it's important later to have Bulwark. The second archetype is Alchemist, which gives you 25% increase to all damage, and the first ability, which gives you damage reductions and stagger resistance. This melee build leaves you pretty open, so you want to be a stone wall that can't be moved when pulling this attack off. The more you stagger, the harder it is for you to pull off during faster moving bosses. Moving on to the loadout, first you have the armor, full Leto armor set, non-negotiable, you need that damage resistance. The only issue is you probably won't be able to dodge very well with it on. Shielded Heart, because you are constantly at 50% health. The primary and secondary weapons do not matter in this build. Use what you want, but I do recommend some passive abilities that can deal extra damage while you are attacking, or especially Boar Shot. Boar Shot is easily the best mod for this build. Amulet is Matriarch Insignia for 35% increase in melee damage, and each time the melee cannon's damage, you get 10 stamina, which fills my bar back up every time for another blast right away, or for a dodge if you need to. Meteorite Shard Ring for 50% extra unarmed damage. It's been tested, the melee cannon blast counts as unarmed damage, and not a lot of items offer 50% boost to damage. Demolition Coil for every time you deal charge melee damage, it deals explosion damage as well. Burden of the Mason, which is why we want all the Bulwark for more damage resistance, equals more damage. Here's a chart explaining the stacks of Bulwark damage resistance. Restriction Cord to keep us at 50% health and give us more damage reduction. And 50% health question mark, you may ask? Well, it's because of our melee mutator, Vengeful Strike, which gives us 50% extra melee damage and 15% critical chance when we're at or below 50% health. And like I said, there isn't many buffs that offer 50% damage increase in this game. And of course, it's our star item, the Dark Matter Gauntlets, which count as unarmed damage for any and all of its attacks. Of course, the traits tree also helps add some damage reduction, which in turn gives us more damage. You don't have to add all of these that I have, it's just what I prefer, but any damage reduction like Fortifier Barskin will help out because of the ring that we put on, and AoE size is definitely going to help out so you don't miss the faster moving bosses when they're moving around trying to hit you. Now, I haven't gotten too far into my prism for this build yet, of course. Anything with melee damage or damage reduction you want to have, and to get better results, just feed it nummies till you get the rolls you want. So let's recap. This melee build does a lot of damage, however it takes a second to do the setup in a boss fight, so it really shines in multiplayer with a tank out front, and you can just unleash havoc for them while they're keeping the boss busy. There are some substitutes for some items that you can play around with to fit your needs better for the build, two of which are the Sealed Resin Loop and the Gold Signet. Sealed Resin Loop lets you cancel your charge attack in case you are about to die, and Gold Signet is just another damage reduction ring if you want to swap another ring out for it. Next are consumables, which help to build Sweet Leaf for more bulwark, more damage reduction, and Bark Extract for more damage reduction. For this build, turns into more damage. You won't always hit every shot, and you won't always be able to use it in solo due to rapid attacks coming at you, but with all the abilities active, you should be able to just tank it and get that blast off. And the damage at almost 11,000 a second is not bad for a melee build. Good luck guys, happy hunting.